He told me today that he has 2 children under 2 and a wife. Hi groovy girls, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is something to consume my mind, pass the time and cheer me up a little bit. I'm not actually sad, you know, one of those days when you look in the mirror and you're like, don't look like yourself, your makeup's not going right, you put on lashes, you took them off, you put a lipstick on, you took it off, everything's just going right, my hair is not going right, even though I had it done the other day. I just want to like forget about my appearance, and the best way for me to do that is the People's Diary. The People's Diary always cheers me up. The other thing that I've been struggling with, which I know a lot of you have as well, is kind of just adjusting, going back to normal. If you follow me on Stereo, I have spoken about this before with Anna, and we've spoken about just how we're fairly like anxious just to go out. I feel like me so more just because I literally have been declining every invitation to go on a night out, which is probably why you guys haven't seen me with anyone. I've had so many DMs from people being like, are you even friends with anyone anymore? And I am. I'm just a little hermit in my room because I just don't want to go out. But to subside that, I know a lot of you guys have been feeling the same, but I am very, very curious and I want to encourage myself to go back out and just kind of see what's happening in the world. So I asked you guys for your April 12th confessions. I just want to see what's been going down and dirty on your nights out, and it will be a very good way for me to just like distract myself for today. So I'm going to put a trigger warning on this. I feel like there's going to be a lot of mention of anxiety, and there is one confession that I am going to talk about: physical abuse or domestic violence. If that's something you're not comfortable with, definitely click off this video. I have more confession videos that don't mention these topics. If you want to go watch those, I'll leave it down below or in the eye up here. But if it's something you're comfortable with, then keep on watching and we will get straight into the first one. That's really annoying. Sorry about that. I will mute my laptop. So the first one, we're jumping straight into it, and I feel very the same. So this person said, on April 12th, I went out with some friends, but I got so anxious and stressed and I began to have a panic attack. I think loads of people have suffered with anxiety due to the lack of socializing and then having to go back to normal. Anyway, sorry side rant, but I was out with them and went home because I just wasn't enjoying myself. And the next day I found out that my best friend and my crush of 5.5 years hooked up. So that was a fun experience. Oh, and they even put at the end of that, how are you? That is very, very sweet. I mean, I feel like I told you at the start of the video, but that sucks. I'm so sorry. Thank you for asking how I am though. Oh my god, your best friend should know that that's your crush and they should not go near them. That is really shitty. I'm really sorry to hear that. But also then 5.5 years, like, have you told them? Not saying it's your fault, you have every right to be upset about that, but like, I wonder if you have told them, or I wonder if you've kept it a secret for 5.5 years. I personally also went out on April 12th and came home because I just didn't feel comfortable. I was not enjoying drinking. I haven't really drank alcohol this year, so the drinks I was having tasted disgusting and it just wasn't my vibe anymore. So I got an Uber home and I went to bed and watched a few films. Like, that was my night sorted pretty much, eating food in bed. So I completely get how you feel, and I feel like there is a bit of a pressure on everyone to go back out and be normal. I remember seeing this thing go around and it said, if my mates ever decline a night out after April 12th or June 21st, I think it was more specifically, they're no longer my friend. And I was just like, I'm getting crossed off so many friend lists because I just can't hack it. One, I can't hack the alcohol anymore. Like, I get really fucked up very quickly because my tolerance is a lot lower. I don't like the taste of it, so I don't enjoy it. If I'm drinking, I'm pretty much like forcing myself to drink because my friends are. So I'm stopping that now. I'm just not drinking as much, and I'm only drinking when I feel comfortable. And 3, I would just prefer to do other things that don't involve alcohol. Like, I'm fine going on a night out and not drinking, but obviously it just means I get tired quicker than everyone else. Everyone else can stay up to like 5 in the morning and I'm just there like, groovy. Can't really do that because I want to go to bed and eat a fat pizza. But I would also rather have, like, not that we really can, me and Byron can though, like have movie nights with friends. Like, me and Anna have had some, more so post everything opening up, because she's like defo on a vibe of going out a lot now, which is completely fair enough. But I want some movie nights soon, Anna. Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm also very sorry about making that about me, that confession. I'm just trying to make you feel normal, because it is normal to feel like this, and it's very hard to adjust back to normal life. I don't want to read this because the word physically makes me feel sick and the meaning of the word makes me feel sick, but we can definitely put a little definition on the screen, what it means. But apparently this person eats their boyfriends. Isn't that knob cheese? I'm pretty sure that's what it means. And he eats my discharge. Things you've discovered during lockdown. one is that there's new delicacies to try. It's so grim. Ew. I don't even want to read anymore. Oh, this one's really innocent. This one's so sweet. I've kissed a girl and I'm a girl. Cool, man. That's cool. Okay. I just love the innocence behind it. Like, they're saying it as if it's like a bad thing. Like, oh my god, I'm a girl and I'm like, I've kissed a girl. Do you know what I mean? You do you, hun. So we went to a Wetherspoons and there was a girl who was 17-ish, absolutely smashed from the amount of alcohol that she had drank. And she was with a 60/70-year-old man that claimed to be her dad. That's a very old father. If I'm correct, someone who's 17, normally their fathers would be like 50. Is that correct? Like that's an older father. Not an old, but an older father. When we raised concerns with other people that knew them, they piped up saying it was her dad, telling us that we shouldn't get involved in their business and threatened to stab us. That is usually the way that situations get resolved. Like, I understand if it was her dad, but even so, a girl of that age, that drunk, they should appreciate people raising concerns about a young girl, even if it was their family. A bit chaotic. I do agree that they should appreciate that, but if they're in a toxic environment and, like, let's say this person isn't their dad, they're more so likely going to be defensive, because there could be loads of reasons why. It could be like Stockholm syndrome. They could physically trust this person and not realize that this is wrong. They could just be that drunk they don't know what they're doing. So the fact that she wasn't very cooperative and appreciative, I can understand. I personally would also see the same thing and probably just mention to someone, because yeah, the fact that she was that drunk with an older man than what is usual for somebody to be a father at that age, yeah, I'd probably raise a concern as well. I hope she's okay. I hope it just was her dad and she was just having an absolutely wild night, because I totally would do the same with my dad. My dad's like a 50 something. Yeah, we'd have a wild one, but I probably would have done the same as you. So with everything opening up recently, my friends and I decided to go on a boozy night out, obviously. We decided to do an off-license crawl and then finish at a friend's house. I've always wanted to do an off-license crawl, but knowing me, I'll just eat the food. Like, I don't think I'll actually get alcohol. I think I'll just get like crisps and stuff. Anyway, so 3 shops in, one of my friends weed herself. I was crying, texting my ex, and the other one was upstairs shagging a lad. Success of a night, if I say so. I mean, to be honest, it sounds like the only one that had a good night was the friend upstairs, because texting your ex, that's never good. Come on, honey, it's the past for a reason, you know what I mean? Your friend weed herself. I hope no one saw. Bless her. That is very, very embarrassing. Can't say I've ever weed myself on a night out. I was having this conversation the other day. You must be so f***ed up, like next level to have no control over your bladder, or you know when people like shit themselves when they're drunk. I've never done it. I don't know anyone that's ever done it apart from like someone that I went to school with. They probably won't appreciate me saying that, but I highly doubt they watch my videos. I just don't know how you can have no control. But then I also had food poisoning the other weekend, myself 10 times within a week, so I do understand how you can have no control over your body. Just, it's mad that something like alcohol can do that. It's probably more embarrassing that I was sober and myself 10 times in a week. Love to see it. It was the first night since pubs had opened and I slept with my best friend of 4 years. I can't remember a thing, but apparently I bit his hand when he tried to cover my mouth. Kinky. I mean, yeah, as long as you don't mention it again, because I don't ruin the friendship, do you know what I mean? Don't ruin the friendship. If you can't remember it, leave it as that. Just be like, oh cool, it was just a funny night out. I don't understand how you can sleep with a best friend, but then that's probably because all of my best friends are gay, so that makes sense. My best friend's brother did coke off my bum. Also was having this conversation the other day because I was watching Wolf of Wall Street. I know you probably mean like the cheeks, the big voluptuous things. I know you're probably meaning that, but you know when like people say like, oh, like sniff a line off other areas, that would literally give you like BV. I'm not here for a bacterial infection, I'm not here for the drugs anyway, but like no one's doing that, thank you. And I don't know why it seems appealing to people. Is that weird? Let me know if it seems appealing to you in the comments, but to me, nah, not a bit of me. I love this one. I don't know if this was for the 12th of April, but I had to include it. I gave a gluck on the motorway. She gave that sloppy toppy 3000. She gave some roadheads. Or he, or they. I actually don't know the gender of this person, but I think that's pretty funny. I don't know how you can do that though, because if you think the person's, unless they've got an automatic, because the person's got to change their gears all the time. Unless you were sat in the back of the car, maybe. Who knows? But if it was a person driving that you were giving head to, yeah, I don't get that. I don't understand. Because they've got to like, you know, all the time. It would just be really tricky. And the glove box gets in the way. I say this like I've tried it. Definitely have. Okay, so I'm 17 and I've been with my boyfriend for a little over a year. And on April 12th, that was the day that I found out I was pregnant with his child. I told him the day I found out, but when I told him, he froze and didn't do or say anything. I didn't know how he felt and I got annoyed by the fact that he didn't say anything to me, so I slapped him. No. Shouted a few things at him, which I didn't mean and should never have said, and then I walked home. I haven't spoken to him since and I'm terrified. Like, I don't know what the fuck to do. I thought he would be there for me and help me decide, but he's the total opposite. I do love him, of course, I just wish he was there for me. Firstly, there is no situation where you should ever hit somebody unless it's self-defense. There is no situation you should ever do that. That is horrific. I know it's probably your impulse, but like, that's such a bad impulse to have. You don't do that. If I was him, I probably wouldn't speak to you for a while now. In fact, I probably would never speak to you again. But the fact that you are pregnant, I also would at the same time. Some people just take longer to process things than others. The fact that he just froze and didn't say anything, he was probably in so much shock. I mean, you're 17. Well, some people do have children at that age, but like realistically within my views, because I want children later in life, 17 for me is very, very young to have a child. But obviously if you're ready to have a child at that age, that's completely fine. But it sounds like you were very surprised. I'm glad that you've been together for just over a year though. I'm glad it wasn't just like a recent relationship that you got pregnant with. Obviously you can trust this person, but I think you just needed a bit of time to process it. I think your reaction was very OTT. Obviously you're pregnant though, you can't really predict how you're going to react, but still disagree completely with what you did. Don't think you should have done that at all. I think for now, apologize as much as you can and just say, I'm going to give you the space you need. Talk to me when you're ready. I'd love to know what you want to do about this, because obviously that needs to get sorted. So you can't just leave that. Just in the future, just don't hit people, man. Don't hit people. Okay, so where do I start? Me and my friends went out to a cocktail bar on April 12th when everything opened, of course. So I went with my girlfriends and guy friends. There were about 13 of us. How? It's tables of 6. Oh, I guess 2 separate tables. And we were having an amazing time getting absolutely sloshed, and then me and one of my guy friends have been getting quite close recently. Oh, I love this. So but one thing led to another. I know you hate that phrase. And I find myself waking up in his bed the next morning. Every time we've gone out together now, the same thing has happened. I have feelings for him, but I don't know how he feels. Oh well, I guess we'll see soon. That is amazing. Oh my god, I love that. I love that so much. I mean, not good that you woke up in his bed, current time and everything, but that's exciting because it could be the start of something new. I'm really excited for you, girl. This sounds incredible. I love you. I've also just realized I said girl, but I don't know your gender, darling. But regardless, I'm super here for you. That sounds so fun. Just keep going how it's going. Obviously you're gonna gain feelings for this person, as you said. I don't know, maybe just slip it into conversation when you're drunk once, and then at least you have the excuse of, oh, I didn't mean it, I was drunk. I recently started a new job and have been working with a new guy for about a week. He's been non-stop flirting with me, major physical contact, asking me loads of questions, so much eye contact, and just generally seems really interested in me. He's not someone that I'd usually go for, but our personalities gel so well together and you can instantly feel the attraction between us. I've been single for around 4 years now, so finally I thought I'd found a guy that I could give a chance to. Turns out I was wrong. Oh no, why? He told me today that he has 2 children under 2 and a wife. He's only 23, so I found this hard to believe at first. Ever since I found out, I've been keeping my distance and completely stopped the flirting, but it is work and complete distance is hard to do. Even though he knows that I know he's taken, but he's still flirting with me. Oh, what a sleazeball. And constantly trying to touch me. I don't know his last name, so I can't tell his wife, but damn, this guy has no remorse. Some boys really ain't shit. I'm glad you put some in brackets because we like some boys. But oh my god, this is the worst type of people. The people that have no remorse. Like, you literally could threaten to tell their wife and they'd be like, cool, I know they're not gonna leave me, I have 2 kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, some people are trash, and I'm gonna say people because women do it too. Oh my goodness me. But just don't see the point. Like, if you're unhappy, leave that relationship. A lot of people go through divorce. It's like 49% people get divorced at this current time. Actually, that was a statistic from 3 years ago, so it could be a lot higher. But come on, man. You did the right thing though. You did the right thing by stopping flirting with him. I'm proud of you. I started placement at uni and saw this beautiful man, and he's one of the doctors on my wards. And then I realized he's single, but he's literally in his late 20s to early 30s, and I'm 19. Say you have daddy issues without actually telling me you have daddy issues. So what you put on the end is probably what I was exactly gonna say in response to what you said. But is there a problem with that? I mean, men are apparently 3 years behind mentally, so technically he's only like 25. And when I was 19, I dated someone that was 25 23. So I know there is a few more years to add on, but that could actually be a really good thing. But just make sure you are aware of yourself, you know? Once you get past 18, I personally think it's fine to date anyone within a certain range, you know? It does get a bit weird as they get a bit older because you're thinking, what do you want with an 18-year-old? But late 20s to early 30s, I don't think is that bad. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, it's just my opinion. I keep having sex dreams about my boss's husband. Okay, well, you need to stop that. Because they are, what? Married. That's correct. And it's your boss's. Imagine if you fell asleep in the office once and you were just daydreaming and you said that person's name. Oh my goodness. What a palaver. Basically, on April 12th, I went into town and the first shop I went into was Superdrug. Now, obviously it was busy and there was quite a few people in all of the aisles and plenty of workers around to help. I was just stood minding my own business, looking at perfumes, and all of a sudden, a fairly old woman tapped me on the shoulder and asked me where the plasters are. Bearing in mind, I'm 16 and I'm extremely short, so I definitely did not look like I worked there. Anyway, I try and be polite and say that I'm not sure and that she should ask a member of staff, and then she starts laughing, and I mean like properly laughing and rolling her eyes, and walks away. I was genuinely so confused why this random old woman decided to ask me where the plasters were. Who even gets plasters from Superdrug anyway? Me, actually. And why didn't she ask one of the staff who were everywhere? The weirdest thing was, as soon as she turned away from me, she just walked around the shop once and then walked out. Anyway, just thought I'd share it as just confusing, and I felt quite bad after, as I tried to be quite polite and help her. But I think, bless, she got confused, and I feel like I should have helped her more. I've been in a situation like this before where someone thinks I work there and I've said, oh, I think it's on that aisle, but I don't work here, but I can help you look if you want. Just because if I'm not in a rush, like I don't really mind, do you know what I mean? And there have been a few older women who just assume I work there, and I kind of feel really bad to tell them that I don't. So I'll just go up to a worker with them and be like, hi, where are the plasters, or where's this, where's that? So I think this was just like a, you got caught up in the moment, caught off guard, you were just like, oh sorry, I don't work here. That's completely fine. I wouldn't feel bad about that. I don't know whether she probably just thought you were being rude, but I don't think what you did was rude. Don't feel bad about it, girl, you're fine. On April 12th, I got dressed up and went out with my friends and got absolutely smashed. I left the waiter my phone number and he literally texted me saying, I'm guessing you were the cute brunette that kept giving me the eyes. Oh, this is so fun. We're gonna hear so many more stories of people like going out and hooking up on nights out and stuff, and flirting with waiters and managers of bars, and oh, I'm so here for it. I love those kind of stories. So apparently this person on April 12th cried, threw up, and told the boy that they've been seeing for 4 weeks that they're in love with him. Sounds like a night that I'd probably have, to be honest. I mean, I've definitely slipped in the L word way before I should have, so. I shit the bed from being so drunk and I had no idea. Woke up and realised it was all over the sheets. Again, I don't get how you can shit yourself. We've all been there. I then realised I was at my boyfriend's house and he was right next to me, and it was 5 AM in the morning and I was freaking out. I had to drag the sheet upstairs and try to wipe all the shit off and put it in the washing machine without waking up his family. I also got it on the carpet somehow and didn't have a spare pair of underwear. I'm actually haunted by this to this day and he still doesn't know. Don't be haunted because he doesn't know. He does not know. I have shit myself on an ex-boyfriend before and they still don't know. I'm telling you now though. I've shit on you before. I love how I'm sat here like, I don't know how you yourself when you're drunk, but I've literally myself so many times sober, one of them without an illness as well. Wow, I'm Judge Judy, but I'm judging too much. I tripped a boy up by accident and fractured his arm. Well, aren't you a fucking slut? I feel like I need to get this off my chest, but a friend was cheating on his wife, and as much as I don't know his wife, I still have respect. Good on you. Oh, so you would also do it if a female friend cheated as well. Good, because I feel like so many people put pressure on like just guys cheating and that they have to tell the girl because girl code. No, anyone cheats and you know about it, you tell their partner. So a letter was posted to his address with pictures, proof of calling him and his side out, etc. Now no names were on it, and all of my friends did look at me, as I have called people out for this before. Good on you, sis. But I removed everything off my laptop onto a memory stick so they didn't find anything. I played it off and they don't know who it was, but they want to know so much more about him has come to light, and now they are praising the anonymous person. I just need to tell someone that I did it and I don't know whether to admit it. Oh my god, it was you. The whole time I was like, oh my god, someone else just found out, but it was you. I like how you wrote that confession. You kept the suspense up. That was really fun. I don't think tell anyone, because all you're wanting out of that is the praise. Like maybe go to the wife and tell her and just be like, yeah, it was me, and if you want to know anything else, I have more information. Like I think that would be quite nice. But I don't think you need to tell the friends or like your colleagues or whoever it is, because then you're just doing it for the wrong reasons. Do you know what I mean? Because hopefully you were doing this just for the wife to find out, and I feel like that's what you were. So yeah, just maybe tell the wife so you can talk about it, comfort her. What a piece of shit. I shit all over my aunt's caravan and she sold it straight after. I hope they got a discount, darling. So this is the last one, and I included it because it mentions retainers and it mortified me, quite frankly. So I was at my grandma's and she lives with her husband and his son, and I don't see them very often as they live far away. So one morning everyone happened to be out and I had to as you do, and that was that. But when I was washing my hand, I accidentally knocked my grandma's husband's son's retainer, that was a mouthful, into the toilet. I felt so bad and I didn't know what to do, so I fished them out and just left them where I found them. I feel so bad about this to this day, even though it was years ago, but oh well. Good, you should feel bad about it, because oh my god. Ew. I get weird about my retainer anyway, like when I've ate food or drank a drink, I literally scrub my retainers. I have to make sure they're clean. I'm so conscious about my mouth health, my hygiene for my mouth, if that makes sense. The fact that you drop them in a toilet makes me feel sick. Do you know the poo particles that gather in there? Oh my god. I love how that last confession is literally making me want to throw up. I don't even want to talk about that anymore. Oh my god, wow, I'm literally about to throw up. So thank you for coming along with me and just distracting my mind for a little bit. I feel like I look so today. My eyes are watering and everything. I hope you enjoyed. I hope if you feel the same, maybe this, I don't know, give you a little bit of a laugh, give it a little bit of a giggle, and you hopefully feel better about going out soon. Take your time, there's no rush. I'm doing the same. And yeah, apart from that, if you want to submit anything to the People's Diary, maybe you have more April 12th confessions, I would love to hear them. Maybe even May 17th confessions, we could do that as well, because then you can drink indoors, eat indoors, you can have 6 people in a household. So oh my god, that's so exciting. We're gonna have so many more confessions for this year. If you do want to submit anything, then click the link down below. Tub Talks is also down below, and if you want to watch the very last of the sex talk, then I did that last week, and you can also click down there for the playlist and watch all of those. But aside from that, I love you all so much, and I will see you in the next video.